All right, we are doing it yet again. You're going to see lots of me live today on the gram. Let's see. Is Facebook working? Yes. Okay, we're telling your followers. Sorry, um, my setup is not ideal right now, but okay, I will make this work. Let me move this guy over here. Okay, now we are good. Now I can actually look at one spot and hit you both. So, hello. It is almost book launch day for this baby right behind me. The Egg Quality Diet. I am so psyched for this book, and I want to also brag. It is number 1 and number 3 on the Amazon bestseller list in fertility books, and it's ranking somewhere in the top 20 on women's health books, which just blows my mind because there's a good amount of fertility books, but there's a ton of women health books. So I feel really, really honored, and I have all of you to thank for it because you guys are showing up and pre-ordering this book and taking advantage of the awesome gifts we are giving you in the pre-order. And if you guys don't know what the awesome gifts are, first of all, they're going to disappear Saturday at 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. So if you want some awesome pre-order gifts and you're going to order this book anyway, go over to amyralph.com/EQ diet for egg quality diet, EQ diet gift, because I'm giving you some gifts when you pre-order this book. Make sure when you buy the book, scroll all the way down the page and fill out all the information. That's how you get your gifts. There's many people who are saying, I pre-ordered, I didn't get my gift. And that's because you didn't go back to the page and enter in the information. So scroll down, take the time, pre-order the book, some amazing gifts. And we're also doing at the virtual book launch party, which is going to happen on Sunday, which you're going to get a ticket to once you pre-order the book and enter in all your information. I'm doing some amazing giveaways, like including, coaching sessions and like really big giveaways. So you want to be a part of this. And if you can't make it live, you will get a recording. I'm going to teach the Egg Quality Diet Masterclass. And yeah, people are so excited. You guys are so amazing and so supportive. Thank you. I'm really excited about it. And that's what I want to talk to you about today is like really the reason, why did I write this book? Who is it for? And I wrote it because I think I see what's missing for many, many, many women over and over and over again. It seems like it's the same conversation that I have. And this is not to be judgmental. It's just I see a consistent pattern. And that's why I went and wrote this book is women will come to me and they say, I've read your book. I've been following you, doing all the things. I'm following the diet from Yes, You Can Get Pregnant or from Body Belief. And guess what? Nope, not getting pregnant. Nope, my fertility numbers haven't changed. My yield hasn't changed. If they're doing IVF, I'm still not getting any normals. Okay, and then if they decide to coach with me or one of my associates, or see one of me or one of my associates in one of the clinics, or they do the hot seat with me and I get to learn more about their case, the consistent thing I see is they are not following the diet exactly as it's laid out, especially when it comes to the diet from Body Belief, which I know there's been a lot of talk of like which diet is right for me. And the Yes You Can Get Pregnant diet is general, and it's a general fertility diet, just like all the other diets out there. No gluten, no soy, no dairy, eat lots of veggies, eat some protein. I also stress liver and bone broth in that book, but then girls come to me and they act like they've never heard of liver or bone broth. And I'm like, did you read the whole book? Are you doing all the things? Then if I suspect an inflammatory disorder or an autoimmune condition, or women have been trying for quite some time and things still aren't working, I then usually push women to do the Body Belief diet, which is basically an elimination diet. And then over the years, since Body Belief has been out, I further tweaked that diet behind the scenes with my clients to be more like the egg quality diet, because although they're the same, they are an elimination diet, but the egg quality diet is really balanced for macronutrients, the macronutrients that are important for fertility. So you need a good amount of fat, you need a good amount of protein, good amount of carbs, a nice even divide is really, really, really important. And then there's fertility enhancing foods laid into the egg quality diet, which is a little different than the body belief diet. So what I see that's missing for many, many, many women on this journey is they're just not getting clear information. And so they're overwhelmed and they're not quite hitting all the marks. And they'll see it when they work with me. It's like I go through a food diary and I'm like, you had 2 vegetables today. You need to have 6 to 8 servings of vegetables today. You only had 34 grams of protein today. You need to hit about 80 grams of protein. If you hit 80 grams of protein, you will hit the amount of fat that you need and the protein from the sources that I recommend. You're eating too much fruit. You're eating too many processed packaged gluten-free foods. Maybe you're eating too many nuts. Maybe you're eating too many beans. Maybe nightshade vegetables are aggravating your system. So what I see over and over again is that there is commitment to following the diet, but there is, I think, overwhelm in all the information. And so it's easy to miss things. And when I get my hands on my clients and figure out exactly what they're missing, the puzzle starts to come together, right? We start to see what we call in this book the kinks in your fertility questionnaire, which you're going to fill out every week as you go through the 15 weeks of this diet. Now, the end of this 15 weeks, there's no guarantee that there's going to be a baby in your arms. I wish I could guarantee that. I can't, but I can guarantee that you're going to see a lot of your inflammatory symptoms go away. And look at all these inflammatory symptoms. And when those inflammatory symptoms go away, you know what it tells me? It tells me a few things. It tells me that your gut lining is healing, that you're absorbing your nutrition, that you are no longer micronutrient deficient. When you are micronutrient deficient, you are not getting everything you need to make a healthy child. And that comes from the gut, from gut dysbiosis. So you do an elimination diet to heal the gut. What I see is women will say to me, I cut out gluten, I cut out dairy, nothing changed. So I just went right back. You probably didn't give it enough time. I've seen women, oh, I do paleo. I'm autoimmune paleo. Then I look at their diet. They eat beans, they eat nuts. Autoimmune paleo, there's no beans, there's no nuts. They eat white potatoes, no white potatoes. That's a nightshade vegetable. It's a highly inflammatory food. So we cut all of those things out, and for really good reason. So gluten, dairy, soy, I think are obvious. I talk about those in all of my books. But what is also really important to cut out is legumes, nightshade vegetables, grains, pseudo grains, processed vegetable oils, nuts and seeds, egg whites, coffee and alcohol. Take a deep breath. That's a lot of things to eliminate, and I agree. It's a little inflammatory is what I was going to say. It's a little overwhelming to eliminate all of those things, but what I can promise you is then we get to try and reintroduce, and we get to see how we feel. And by the time you reintroduce, which is about 7-8 weeks in, you start reintroducing all the different things, you are going to see whether or not your kinks start to flare up. And if they do, that is a sign that that food is inflammatory for you. So there's little things. Like I had a woman one day who she couldn't have had a cleaner diet. I was her 7th acupuncturist. She's worked with all these functional medicine doctors. She had done elimination diets. She had done food allergy testing. She came to me, still not getting pregnant, not getting any embryos that made it to blastocyst, let alone testing. Still had migraines, still had joint pain, still had brain fog, still had loose bowel movements. When you saw her diet, you would have been blown away at how crystal clean this woman was eating. But she was still eating these green lentils and a ton of nuts. So I had to point out to her, that's actually not autoimmune paleo. Autoimmune paleo, you take out nuts and you take out beans, at least for a time being. Oh, but they're soaked and they're sprouted, which is great. And some people can tolerate those. Her body could not. I took out the lentils. Her symptoms went away within 3 months of taking out the lentils. Now, mind you, she had done 20 some odd fertility treatments at this point. No successful, never been pregnant in her life. She's now 8 years older in this process. She's crushed by the process. We also did a lot of mental, emotional work, which is not to be overlooked in this process because what you guys have gone through is significant trauma. And I honor that and I support you in that. And I would never, ever downplay the emotional piece. But right now we're talking about diet. Within about 3 or 4 months of no lentils, she got a positive pregnancy test at home after an IVF was canceled because they didn't see enough follicles to retrieve. Healthy baby boy at the age she was turned 43 right after he was born. That was just one case, and it's right on top of my mind because my assistant had just messaged me about a case like that. Because sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I feel a little defeated for you guys because I see you guys and you come to me. I almost feel like I'm going to get emotional. And you come to me and you are doing all the things and you have done all the research and you have looked under every rock and it is still not working. And believe me, I feel your pain and I feel your frustration and I want to bang my head against the wall sometimes because I don't quite get it. The only answer I have that keeps me going and keeps me sane is that I know your physical symptoms have shifted. I know your body is healing, and some guts, GUTS, take years to heal, and some take 6 months to heal. And that's the only answer I have, is that you could be doing all the things, and Susie needs 2 years on the diet, and Melissa needs 6 months. And I don't fucking know why. I just don't know why, because there's really no test for us to say how long gut dysbiosis has been around for. All I can tell you is the signs of inflammation, which are in this questionnaire, which are super duper common and everybody just lives with them. Like, oh, yeah, I can't really lose weight. Or, oh, I have some brain fog. Or, oh, yeah, my nails peel and chip all the time. Or, oh, yeah, I get this insane cramping with ovulation. Or I get diarrhea with my period. Or I have acne with my, ovulation and my menstrual cycle. Or I get headaches every time. And I have joint pain. And I have migraines. And I have seasonal allergies. Those are all symptoms to me that something is not right in your body. And what I hope to do with stuff like this is guide you back home to your body so you can figure out what it needs to be nourished, to be supported, to thrive, and to feel safe so that you can go on and make this baby. So I know an elimination diet like the one mapped out in here would help any single woman wherever she is on her path to motherhood, whether she's trying to get pregnant, whether she's done having babies, whether she wants babies in 5 years. An elimination diet is a fucking awesome thing to do for your health, no matter where you are in your life, because you really get to figure out what works for your body and what doesn't. I have girls who come to me, they've been gluten-free, dairy-free, they're still not getting pregnant. We do the elimination diet, and I'm like, guess what? I think you can have some gluten. It's got to be organic. It's got to be sprouted. It should probably be in moderation. I have some girls, they do the elimination diet. They drop serious weight, and I'm like, too much weight. And I'm like, okay, I need to add back in grains immediately. Like, you need to get back on rice right now. Right. And so everybody is different. You guys are so sweet. I know I got a little emotional because I was just in my office hours and, I have emails and, there's like another miscarriage and, just these things that, like, in my brain, just so you guys know, I know all the data and I know all the research and I push it in your face and I really believe in it. And I really, really, really believe in your bodies. And I really believe that if you have the right tools and you support it the right way, that you can do this. I really do believe that. I believe your body knows exactly what to do. It's just asking for the right support. And then there's these times where I feel like I got someone and she's doing all the right things and it still doesn't fucking work out. And I want to bang my head against the wall. I do, because I don't quite get it. And all I can do is I can rest back in spirit and trust in spirit and trust in guidance and trust that we are making a difference. I know the work I do makes a difference. And I know you guys are here for that reason. And I hope I'm taking the overwhelm out of it for you. I've been doing this for almost 20 years. I'm a nerd. I look at the research all the time. I have a shit ton of clinical data. I got thousands of patients and I see the changes and I see it happen. And then I also see it not happen sometimes. And I don't fucking get it. There is some other magic that is happening that's beyond us. And I do think, though, it's not just diet. Like I said in my video yesterday, perfection on the diet does not always equal pregnancy. So I want to be super clear on that, because I do think being really clean on the diet is so important, more from a perspective of nourishing your body and giving it everything it needs. But we cannot forget the mental, emotional work. We cannot forget sperm health if you're in a heterosexual partnership. I mean, you need sperm to make a baby, no matter how you slice it, whoever you're with, whoever you're dating, whoever you're sleeping with, whoever you're in love with. I don't care. You do need sperm. I support you, whoever you love. I'm all for it. Whatever you got to do. But we do need sperm to make a baby, and we need that sperm to be healthy. And we need you to be moving and exercising every day, and we need you to be sleeping enough, and I need you to be mindful and present and aware, and not just do all these things with this like, oh, your fist in the air, like, and just mad at the world and like, fuck this, I hate that I have to cut out gluten because that woman's eating McDonald's and she's fucking on her third kid. What the fuck? I get that anger. I do. I am not genetically made to eat crappy food. I now know my genetics inside and out, and you guys can know that too. Do the 23andMe, have someone run a report for you. I have a SNP in every one of the detox pathways that are in the liver. So if I deviate, like I did, the other day, I deviated, had some gluten-free pizza. Really, I made it myself. It was organic, grass-fed cheese. I looked like I gained 5 pounds in a day. I bloated right up. My body just doesn't handle it well. Everybody's body is different. And everybody's body at different times in their life is different too. So if you have more stress, your liver is going to have to focus on survival and managing that. And it can't focus on detoxing the food. So you have to think about all of this and how it works in conjunction with itself and with other things. And so there isn't one magic bullet, but what I will say is I have figured out that an elimination diet gets you the closest to that magic bullet. And for some girls, it is the magic bullet when they have all the other things in place. I think the other magic bullet is surrender. And if I had a pill for that, I would 100% be giving it away for free wherever I could. Surrender is also another really important piece. And by surrender, I mean trust. You're not giving up, you're trusting. You're trusting in the guidance that surrounds you. You're trusting. You're using your. I talk about this a lot with this book. It's like I want you to come at this with curiosity, with those like eyes of discovery. I am in this to discover more about my body. I'm in this to learn more about my body, to figure out how to best support my body so it can work as optimally as it needs to make this baby. But it's not all just for baby. It's for you learning about you. It's really about you coming home, living in your body, understanding the ins and outs of what you do and how you do it, how you treat your body. This is about nourishment. This is about love. If you do this diet and you jump in and you do it for 100 days and you're not pregnant and then you say, fuck it, and then you say, I tried all the things, nothing works. I'll definitely have a pity party with you because that's frustrating. But if you did the diet and like majority of your red flag symptoms went away and you are feeling the best you've ever felt and strong in your body and fit and in your mind and you're present and you're aware, then you better stay the course because this is working for you. It just might require more time, right? So what are you missing? We don't know. Because have you ever really done a full-blown elimination diet for 30, 60, 100 days? Have you? Have any of you? No, I bet you no. Maybe one out of whoever's watching, I'm going to give you. And then have you stuck to it? Have you taken it in and learned? Like even for me, I cheated. I knew I was going to pay the price. It's okay. I'm more fascinated with how my body reacts. I'm like, that's fascinating. Like I can recover from it. I'm drinking my liver support soup, which I made a whole video for you guys. I'm going to post it. And then for everybody who buys the book, on your resources page, there's a whole website that goes with the book. It's amazing. My team, Beth, God bless you, is working so hard on this resources page for all you guys to have it ready by Sunday. But for all of you that buy the book, you're going to get a video of me, 10 minutes. I made a week's supply of liver support juice and made a video for you with it. So like, it's so doable. It's so easy. I'm drinking it right now with some avocado. It's freaking delicious. But I just get right back on. I know how to support my body and I learn. And instead of me saying gluten is bad for my fertility or dairy is bad for my fertility, they're bad for my body. They don't work for my body. Beans don't work for my body. Too many nuts don't work for my body. See, someone, yes, but it only lasted 30 days. No, not days, did 42 at the most. But I think this is the other thing, and I really cover your ass in this book. Not nearly as good as I did in Body Belief. Body Belief, I wasn't as on top of you with reintroductions as how they should be. In this book, I cover your ass on how to reintroduce properly to let your gut heal and what to do if you get a reaction. I completely break it down for you, and I did a lot of research on this because that's where the diet goes wrong. You start the gut healing process, then you start reintroducing. You see some red flags come back, but you still decide to say fuck it because you really missed white potatoes or corn or lentils. So you said, fuck it. I'm just going to eat it anyway. And guess what? Now you're exposing yourself every day to that inflammatory agent again, or a couple of times a week. Guess what? Not going to give the gut the time it needs to heal. So what's missing is not your level of commitment, because you guys are committed and you are loyal, and I know how bad you want this. So I would never question your commitment. I would never question your loyalty. I would never question your desire for this child. And I would never shame you if I didn't think you weren't trying hard enough, because you are trying damn hard enough. And I just want you to put your energy into the right things. And I want you to receive guidance and support from someone who's been doing it a long time. And honestly too, I wrote Yes You Can Get Pregnant. That diet works for a lot of women. It's awesome. And then there is a subset of women it just doesn't work for. We need to get more aggressive. So I can't sit here and tell you that every single woman needs to go gluten, dairy, soy free and cut. Like, I think every single person should go organic, avoid pesticides, only eat full fat dairy, only eat sprouted grains, never touch artificial sweeteners. Like, I think that's across the board. Every single human on the planet will benefit from that. You should go non-toxic with your bath and beauty products. You should try to find time for meditation and movement every single day. I think all of that across the board, every single person. But I do think that in this world of a lot of information now, it's hard to know who to trust, and it's easy to get overwhelmed. And so for me, what's missing, I think for some of you guys, is not commitment, not knowledge. You need a menu for 15 weeks. You need meal plans. You need a mantra. You need some motivation. You need a resources page. You need someone to come to me. So someone asked me the other day about the bean protocol. So the bean protocol, again, same thing as the Yes You Can Get Pregnant diet. That could work for some women who don't have leptin issues, who don't have autoimmune conditions, who don't have leaky gut. If you have an autoimmune condition or leaky gut or GI issues or immune system issues, eating the way she recommends, I think it's 6 cups of beans a day. No bueno. If I did that diet, I would be a disaster. So there's other ways to get soluble fiber to rid your body of toxins. The liver support soup in my book is 100% the way to do it. There's so many other ways to do it. It is not just beans. That can work for some people. So that's what I mean. That's what's missing. There is not a one size fits all. It's about not the fertility diet, it's your fertility diet. And Beth said that, and I can't let it go, Beth. So I thank you so much for that. But it's about you figuring out what works for you. Paleo doesn't work for my body, right? I need to, I'm a little variation of that. Like, because nuts and beans, no bueno for my body. It could work for you. And God bless if it does. Then you don't need me. You don't need to be here. Go do the bean protocol. That's awesome. But some people, that's not working for. And there's so many ways to support the body and how it detoxes, not just eating beans. So there's my answer there. And all for it. Yeah, I know you're torn. So what I would say is you try it and you see. You try it and you see. If you do beans, they need to be sprouted, and in my opinion, they need to be sprouted. I was going to say and or fermented, but sprouted is kind of the same thing. So you do what works for you. You do you. This is, to me, a surefire way to figure out what works for you. So what you could do is do the elimination diet, reintroduce beans, as you get to choose what you reintroduce first. Reintroduce beans first. If they work for your body and none of your symptoms come back, try the bean protocol. But beans are not the only way to rid toxins from your liver. Just like celery juice isn't the only way. That doesn't work for everybody. So it's about you coming back home to you and you figuring out what works for you and your body. That's how you figure out the pieces to your puzzle. And not forgetting the stress component, not forgetting the control component, not forgetting the overwhelm component. So you don't have to go and buy my book. This isn't about this for me. This is about you figuring out you. And what I have found, the only way to actually do that is an elimination diet. If I have a girl that comes to me and all of a sudden starts eating 6 cups of beans a day and is a gassy hot mess and isn't pooping or is having diarrhea, has acne, is bloated, her joints hurt, guess what? Beans aren't working for her. I got to pull them. And more often than not, I see beans don't work for people. But that's just because I think most of us have gut dysbiosis at this point, and that's from our environmental toxins and our stressful lifestyle. And so beans don't work for a lot of people. If they're sprouted, they can work for some people. So but it's really, you need to figure out what works for you. So that could work for some people. I think the author of that protocol has great intentions, did a lot of research. Soluble fiber totally makes sense. But guess what else has soluble fiber? Cooked vegetables that are blended. Like, there's a lot of ways you can get soluble fiber. So it's about you figuring out what works for your body and then owning that and being really honest with yourself. If you didn't see the story of hope we did last week live with a client of ours, Laura, and she said the biggest thing she wasn't doing is being honest with herself about how many symptoms she had, how shitty she was feeling all day long. And she ate organic and she had clean bath and beauty products, but she was having miscarriages left and right. And she wasn't being honest with herself because she wasn't living in her body. When she finally came back home, did the elimination diet, she figured out what her body needed, did an IUI, brought a baby home. Is this diet the same for men? What if you've been told you're fine, it's your partner? 100%. If you are in a partnership, they should do it with you. And there's a whole section in here on sperm, and there's in the resources, there's my latest and greatest sperm video with all the up-to-date information. Can you do the elimination diet if you're doing IVF or going to start stims in 2 weeks? 100%, because there's no calorie deficit. This is not malnourishment. You are not being starved. This is so much nutrition. And I have to go because I have a live right now with Mark Sklar, the fertility expert. So I'm going to hang up on you guys. I'll come back through and answer more questions. I love you. I support you. I believe in your body. You are not broken. I think we just need to come back home, really be honest with ourselves, and tune into what our body truly needs. Yeah, Laura said, I didn't even know how bad I felt until I felt good. That's exactly how I was. All right, I love you guys. I'm going to hop over with the fertility expert, so see me there.